$22.50 a sheet. Don't pay big box prices, but hurry. Limited quantities available. You better get it when you see it at West Yellowknife.
Okay, let's talk some real estate this morning. Charlotte Mabry is here with some encouraging facts to share for both sellers and buyers. Always nice to see her because she brings kind of an unemotional, unbiased approach to the real estate market. So good to see you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for letting me be here today.
But you kind of have a smile on your face. We have a lot of slides to get through, so I'll let you steer us. But that seesaw is kind of balancing.
Yeah, it is. And you know, it's nice to be a seller, but it's also nice to be a buyer and actually get a chance, right?
Okay, you're going to be a professor.
So I'm going to make an attempt to do that here very quickly. But one of the slides I wanted to share this morning, we talk about inventory. And when we see inventory sitting, that means we're making a change from it being all about the sellers to where, gosh, the buyers finally get a chance.
Okay, so what you're going to show us with this slide, we want to look at the months on the market.
That green and red in the middle, and that shows you the closer the numbers get to the number 6, anything 6 or less means the sellers are still in charge. But if it's higher than 6, it means the buyers are in charge. And if you'll notice, there's a bright red there in the middle of all of that. And even some of the green numbers are approaching 6. Okay. And so here's another way to show that as well. If you look at days on the market, things are going up, way up. Dade County's up. Hamilton County, more days on the market. We have had more closed listings, but we're beginning to see even in Hamilton County the number of sales slow down because the buyers are going, oh, I'm a little more in charge right now. So that definitely makes a difference.
We don't have to like physically go back, but referencing again that first slide that we saw, the one that was really in the red. Correct. Were the higher
$1 million and over houses, right? And so if you are selling a home at $1 million and above right now, potentially you could be sitting on the market for 9 to 10 months right now.
If you were in the 500 to 750 range, it was
it's
close
approaching
to
6, right? And so, you know, we've been in a marketplace over the past 3 or 4 years where homes sold in 5 minutes. That is not the case anymore. And consequently, prices make a change, and I have some information on that as
well. Well, I'll let you keep on going through the slides then.
No worries, no worries. This is actually a picture of what's going on in Hickson and Soddy Daisy right now. And if you look at just price by price, if you look all the way at the bottom, or excuse me, all the way at the top of this slide, homes in the 150 to 175 range, people are not buying those right now. And most of that is product. There's not the product necessarily that people are wanting. But as you go down that far right side, you see the months of inventory grow and grow and grow until you get down to that highest price point, which is 600,000 and up. And we're at that 6 months of inventory. And so markets tend to change from the top down. And so we're beginning to see those higher prices slow down, which very well may mean that the rest of the market may slow. And by slow, I don't mean that the sky fell, but that we're beginning to see this less about the sellers and more about the buyers.
In the end, though, is it beneficial for the economic market, not the individual buyer and seller, for people to come into housing that's where they're not in over their head?
Absolutely. A balanced market is good for everyone, buyers and sellers. And while sellers have had a great heyday, it's time for the buyers to get a little bit of a chance.
Okay, let's go on then for your next slide.
Absolutely. So this was interesting. For every 100 listings that closed in September, only about 42% were priced correctly. Now, it doesn't mean that people overpriced it on purpose. It just means that the market played out that 58% of the properties were overpriced. Some of them, they did reduce them and they sold. Some of them, they just did not reduce and they didn't sell. So again, that's another sign that prices are changing.
I know that you have your slides to get to. We only have a couple of minutes, but I have a question. Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
I was just playing around not long ago looking at housing and stuff. I'm not selling my house. But I noticed several
I can help you though.
But I'm not.
Sure.
But I noticed several people had put, we have an assumable mortgage.
Ah, yes, that's a great opportunity. There are those out there. They're not plentiful, but they are out there. You do have to qualify to assume that mortgage.
Okay.
So yes, that's something that you do.
But you are going to ultimately pay probably a little bit more for the house because the interest rate is lower.
Absolutely. So you trade off. You get a great interest rate compared to today. Although our interest rates today are fine, they're just higher. But that may cost you.
Okay, I interrupted the class. So
it is no problem at all. We need to go on through these slides, I know, very quickly. But again, sellers are paying concessions for things, and so this just shows that to get their home sold, they are willing to add some things.
Okay.
Next slide just shows a little bit about our marketplace as a whole, days on market right now. And so the very last slide, if we could go all the way to the end of that very last slide, it's an interesting thing to show what house prices have done. And this one I think is fascinating in that this is a 20-year graph at the bottom. The first 10 years, what do you notice about that line? It's the same, right? It just stays the same. And then you look at the last 10 years, wow, it went up. And what is that? That shows that we don't have enough inventory for buyers to buy right now. And so when you have a supply and demand problem, the prices go up. And we don't have the inventory for two reasons. One is builders stopped building in 2007, 8, and 9, and investors have bought property and we have less inventory for sale.
So she can share all these facts and then the emotion that goes along with buying or selling your house, because she knows that's also part of it. If you want to get in touch with her, it's the Charlotte Mabry Team, a full team approach there.
Absolutely.
You can call them 593-5588 and she'd be happy to help you get into your new house or sell the one you're in. Just not mine.
Oh, shucks.
You trust Local 3 Storm Alert Chief Meteorologist David Carnes for accurate forecasts, local